Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Charlotte Ashman. Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything educational and inspirational. Now in this video, I'll be helping students to prep for their 2026 PEP exam. All right, so I just want to welcome you. If you know someone who is preparing for their PEP exam, just let them know that Dr. Ashman is live. Now guys, I have a few questions that I want to go over with you. So I'm just going to jump right into these questions. All right, so I am working from the Learning Hub Academy website. Guys, remember you can get access to 500 PEP questions, PEP practice questions for only $2. So guys, jump on the website and just look for that course that we're promoting. You're getting access to 500 PEP questions, guys. Your parents can't tell you that they cannot afford it. It's 500 PEP questions, and we're just charging you the price, the rate to access the platform. We're not even charging you for the course, okay? So we want you to log on and we want you to sign up so you can get all those questions to practice, all right? So just log on to the Learning Hub Academy website. I'm going to tell you what's the name. I'm going to tell you the name of the course that you should look for when you log on. You're going to log on to learninghubacademy.com, and when you go, you're going to look for PEP Countdown Practice 500 questions, and you're going to get that, right? And then we have another course called Speed Drills. Now, guys, let me tell you something about speed drills. Sometimes students do not perform as well as they could because they didn't finish the paper. Our speed drills are designed to help students maximize their speed. All right. So I want you to jump on to the website, learninghubacademy.com, and I want you to register for the PEP 500 questions for $2, and you're going to register for the speed drills for $1. Okay? All right, so let's jump into class. Guys, I want you to take out your pencil and paper. Normally, I work out the quantitative reasoning questions when I have a Zoom class, but I wanted to show you this question. This question has been on my mind, and I wanted to discuss it with you. All right, guys, let me share my screen with you. All right, my screen is being shared. I'm just trying to zoom in. It says, which dot represents the fraction 1/5 on the number line? Which dot represents the fraction 1/5 on the number line? Guys, I want to see what your take is on this particular question. Which dot represents the fraction 1/5 on the number line? And this is a past paper question. All right. So you notice the ministry is always giving number lines. So let's see how you interpret this question, guys. All right. In the chat, just put the your response. So the question is, which dot represents a fraction 1/5 on the number line? Cavalli, if you're here, let me see you post something. All right, Dayton, I see you. All right, so everybody's saying B. Huh. Guys, look again, 1/5. All right, some persons are saying D, some persons saying B, some persons saying A. All right, guys. Somebody says B because out of 5 whole, I'm gonna put you up. Because out of 5 whole, put me up, please. All right, guys. This particular question, I mean, like all ability test questions, just requires you to think. Think, guys, think. Critical thinking. Now, if you look at the number line, you will notice that it's going up in increments of 1 whole number. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Guys, this part here, from 0 to 1, guys, and this is what you're going to focus on. So guys, so what I want you to pay attention to is that this number line is showing whole numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so guys, check this out. When you look at 1/5, guys, when you look at 1/5, you're looking at 0.2, which is very, very close to 0, guys. So this has to be the correct answer. So guys, what I'm pointing out is that these are whole numbers, unlike when they give you 1/5 or 2/5 or 3/5. No, this time this is one whole number: 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so the answer is going to be right here, guys. All right, I wanted to look at that question. I also wanted to look at this question. Guys, I want you to look at this particular question. It says 2 students, Leah and Carl, each had a piece of cord. Each of them used all their cord to form the shape shown below. Which is true about the length of Leah's cord and Carl's cord? All right, guys, let me see if I can zoom in. So guys, this is the shape that Leah formed. This is the shape that Carl formed. So what we want to know is what is true about Leah's shape and Leah's cord and Carl's cord. Now the options, guys, I'm going to tell you the options. So you have Leah's cord is longer than Carl's cord. You have Carl's cord is longer than Leah's cord. Leah's cord and Carl's cord are equal in length, and the lengths cannot be determined from the information given. All right, guys, I want to know what you guys are thinking. All right, guys, let me just point out something with this particular question. If you look at this diagram, you might jump and say, oh, Leah's shape is using more cord. But guys, if you were to calculate the perimeter around, that's going to be the distance around the shape, that's going to be the length of the cord, then you will realize that this cord is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 16. It's not the same. So look at this one, guys. This is 8 plus 2, which is 10. 10 and 8, it is going to be 18, and 2 is going to be 20. So guys, when you look carefully, you'll notice that Carl's shape is using more chord, because if you were to find the perimeter, which is the distance around, then this is going to be 20, but this is going to be only 16. So this uses more chord. Guys, remember, if you're finding the perimeter, you're going to add all the sides. So this is 8. I see somebody saying this is just 16. No. So now you're getting that mixed up. This is 8. And this side is, remember now, with a rectangle, this side is equal to this side. This side is equal to this side. Okay? So this is going to be 8. This is going to be 8 right here again. That's 16. And then this is going to be 18. And this is going to be 20. If you look at Carl's shape, all of these sides are going to be equal. If this is 4 right here with a square, this is going to be 4. If this is 4, then this is going to be 4. When you work out the perimeter, you're going to get 4, 4, 16. For this one, you're going to get 20. So you can see that Carl's shape is using more chord. All right, let's jump on another one. All right, so I'm just going to share my screen with you. And this time around, I'm going to ask you, why is horror the answer for this one here? Why do we have horror for this one? All right, I'm trying to see. All right, guys, we're gone from Carl's chord. So let's look at this one here, guys. Story is to fiction as movie is to what? All right, somebody got it. They said, because a type of story is fiction, while a type of movie is horror. All right, yeah. So fiction is a type of story and horror is a type of movie. Remember, with analogies, guys, all you're doing is trying to find the association over this side, and then you're going to apply it to this side. So you're finding a genre of this, you're finding a genre of this. So you're going to do the same thing right here, right? Type of story. So this is going to be a type of movie. So it can be popcorn, it can be cinema. So it's not something that you have when you go to the movie. It's not a ticket to get in. It's not a cinema. It's not the place where the movies held, because over here the association is that it's a type of story. So this must be a type of movie. Guys, today I'm just pulling questions at random. All right, here's another one, another past paper question. It says, for the item, select the word which does not belong in the group. So we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have a hashtag, and we have Instagram. Guys, why is hashtag the odd one out? Why is hashtag the odd one out? All right, so somebody says, Jordy Samantha says it's the types of social media. Yeah, so guys, think about this now. TikTok, that's a type of social media. Facebook, yes, that's a social media as well. Instagram is also a social media platform. So Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, these three are all social media platforms, but hashtag is not a social media platform. So hashtag is going to be the odd one out, right? So basically you use your hashtag to identify what type of content you're putting up, right? But it's not a social media platform, or to associate your content, to tag your content. Okay. All right. So all of these, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, they are social media platforms, but hashtag is not. Okay. So hashtag is going to be the answer. All right, guys, here's another past paper question. It says, for the item, select the word which does not belong in the group. Examination, question, test, quiz. Examination, question, test, quiz. All right, guys. So which one, why am I choosing question? Why are we choosing question here, guys? All right, so let me read some of these. Queen is saying, well, Queen is saying nonsense. All right. Tamika is saying examination, test, and quiz are the same, whereas question is talking about the stuff that are on the quiz and the examination and the test. So examination, test, and quiz, they're all synonym, guys. They're the same, right? And a question is just part of those, all three of them. So a question is an item on the exam or on a test or on a quiz. All right? Yeah. All right, guys. Guys, let's pull another couple of questions. Guys, remember, I'm working from the Learning Hub website, learninghubacademy.com. All right, guys, I'm pulling this one. Why is the answer bowl, guys? Coffee is the cup as soup is the bowl. Why is the answer bowl? Why is the answer bowl? Coffee is the cup as soup is the bowl. Why is the answer bowl? All right, somebody says, because the coffee is served in a cup and soup in a bowl. Yes, because you're thinking about what you serve or what you eat the or consume the item out of, right? So coffee is the cup. This is what you serve coffee in. This is what you drink your coffee out of. Coffee is drunk out of a cup, while soup is drunk out of a bowl. So that's why the answer there is going to be soup is the bowl. And I know the screen is blank. I'm just looking for questions to share with you. All right, I'm going to jump to my favorite book on the platform. Because I want to go over even one language arts essay. Well, not essay, but a comprehension question. All right, guys, I know the screen is blank. Don't tell me, miss, the screen is blank. Miss, the screen is blank. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull from our PEP countdown practice. And guys, this is where you're getting access to 500 questions. And guys, you're paying only $2 for access to 500 questions. All right, guys, I'm looking for a particular question. All right, guys, yesterday I gave 3 students this question and they all got it wrong. Oops, I'm not seeing the picture. All right, guys, I'm looking for a particular question that I noticed a number of students got wrong. So bear with me a little bit. Not finding that question today. All right, guys, if I find that question, I will just post it for you guys on the channel. I'll post it in a comment. But guys, let us jump to this particular question. Interpreting charts and graphs, that's something that you're gonna have to make sure that you sharpen up tonight, tomorrow, if you're not sharp already. Guys, you need to know how to interpret charts and graphs. Look at this graph, guys. It says Sydney asked her neighbor Jordan to take care of her dog for her while she is away. Use the chart to help Jordan decide how much dog food she should give to Hunter each day. All right, guys, I'm pulling this up because this is a great past paper question, guys. Look at this. All right, so you're going to have to interpret this chart to find out how much dog food that Jordan would have to feed Sydney's dog. Okay, so let's get the characteristics of Sydney's dog. Let's get the features, all right? So first thing we want to pay attention to is Sydney's dog is 8 weeks old and weighs 17 kilograms, which is the correct amount of food to be fed to Sydney's dog. All right, so Sydney's dog is 8 weeks old and weighs 17 kilograms. So for this, guys, you are going to look over here, it's 8 weeks old, so you're going to look for the age. So it's the age would be 7 to 10 weeks. So you're going to pay attention to this line, right? 7 to 10 weeks. And then now, guys, once you pay attention to that line, you're going to look for the weight, which is 17 kilograms. So 16 to 20 kilograms, you're going to go in this column. So you're in this row and you're in this column. So you realize that the correct answer is going to be 3 cups. All right, because you found 7 to 10 weeks, but the dog is not up to 3 kilograms. The dog is 17 kilograms. So it's not between 4 and 5 kilograms. We're looking for 17. 6 to 15, no, we're looking for 17. So it's going to be 16 to 20. So it's going to be right here. Okay. Guys, I want us to read even one thing today. Let me just make my screen blank. All right, guys, you notice I'm sharing a screen with you, right? And this is very important. If you are on the Learning Hub platform and for any reason, you struggle with ability tests, one of the things that we have done is to take some of these ability tests, past paper questions, and make them extremely simple. So you'll notice one good way for you guys to think about the questions is to see them graphically. See them as pictures. So if you're on the website, once you have a course on the website and you'd like to get these resources, just ask us. At this point, we wouldn't even charge you. So once you're on, you can ask us. So, All right. So guys, I want to show you something, how sometimes graphics can make your preparation so much easier. Let's look at this past paper question, guys. It says, identify what comes next in the sequence. And of course, in the real exam, they're not going to give you any pictures. For what comes next in the sequence. Well, sometimes they do, but not for this question they didn't, right? So identify what comes next in the sequence. And they have seed, plant, blossom, and we want to find out what comes next. Now, guys, one good way of thinking about something like this, if you're in the exam, is just to conceptualize what is going on. So seed, notice I have a pot right here, and I'm saying you're going to plant your seed in the pot. Next thing that is going to happen is that the plant is going to grow, okay? So that's what is happening right here. So remember now, in the exam, they give you seed, they give you plant, no pictures though, plant, and they give you blossom, and you're to figure out what comes next. So guys, I'm teaching you how to think. Okay, so you have your seed, right? Then you have your plant. Then you have blossom. So this is where they stop. Now, guys, when a plant blossoms, what comes next is gonna be fruits. That's what comes next. All right. So this is how I want you to think about it, guys, when you're thinking about like this particular question. Just visualize it. Planting a seed becomes a plant, then it blossoms, then you have your fruit coming after your blossom. That's the next logical thing. All right, let me show you the options that they gave. So they gave apples, they gave branches, they gave fruit, and they gave leaves. Now notice, guys, how we just broke this down so you could see. All right. So yes, you're going to get apples, but the next thing in the sequence after the blossom is going to be the tree bearing fruits. All right. So guys, that's how I want you to think about some of these questions, to just visualize them. Now I'm going to show you another question that I want you to visualize, right? Not this one. There's one question there with the cars, and I noticed that it comes quite a number of times in different ways, naturally. But I want to go through that one with you today. Here we go. All right, so it says 5 cars are in a race. Car A is at the front, followed by car B, then C, then D, and lastly car E. Car C overtakes cars A and B. Car D then overtakes streetcar. Which car ends up in the middle? Guys, that is such an easy, cheesy question, but students struggle with it. Struggle. All right, guys. So what I want you to do, if you go in the exam and you see something like this, I want you to just draw the cars, guys. All right, so the question is asking which car ends up in the middle. Now, some of you might have gone through a past paper because it is a past paper question and you know the answer, but you can't work it out. I want you guys to be able to work out the question. So look at this, guys. You have car A, B, C, D, E, right? So the first thing that they said is car C overtakes cars A and B. So guys, just grab your little piece of paper in the exam and you're gonna do that. You're gonna do car C overtakes cars A and B. All right, there we go. So guys, right here now I am showing car C. See car C? Hold on you guys. So guys, initially we have the cars all lined up. So you have cars A, B, C, D, E. So in the first thing, I'm just showing you all the cars. Then now, I am going to show you car C overtaking cars A and B. So let me show you that now. So this is car C now, fast driver, overtaking cars A and B. So car C is gonna come out of the line. It's gonna overtake A and B, so car C is gonna end up in front. See it here? So you still have A, B, car C is missing because car C overtook these 2 cars and car C is now at the front. So you have A, B, D, E. Car C is sitting at the front, all right? So now guys, you're not done because they say after car C overtakes cars A and B, what's the next thing that you have? Let's see what's the next thing that happens. So car C overtakes cars A and B, and then car D then overtakes 3 cars. All right, so let's look at that. So we know that car C overtakes A and B. So car C is at the front. Then you have A, B, car C is missing, D, E, car C is at the front. Okay. Then now car D is going to overtake 3 cars. So this is what we have after car C did its overtaking. You have A, B, C, A, B, D, E. This is car C, C, A, B, D, E, right? Car C was here, it overtook A and B, so car C is now at the front. Now guys, what is going to happen now? D was right here, and D is going to overtake 3 cars. So D is going to end up at the front, right? And then you're going to have C, A, B, E, and that's how A ends up in the middle. I have a strong feeling you might get one of these questions. So you want to just, when you get a question like this, you want to just do it diagrammatically very quickly. Just draw it, guys, quickly on your paper and just work out the logic. So this was pretty simple. We line up the car first. So you had A, B, C, D, E. And then now car C overtakes two cars, it overtakes A and B. So car C is at the front, and then you have A, B, D, E. There's car C. And then now car D overtakes three cars. So car D moves out of line and overtakes B, A, and C. So car D is now at the front. So car A ends up in the middle. All right, guys. That was pretty easy to solve. Guys, if that was pretty easy, if that explanation was easy, let me see you write easy in the chat. All right. There's another one I did like that. So guys, this particular course is called Ability Test Made Easy. And all we have done, guys, is taken the ministry's questions and broken them down into diagrams so you guys can see. Look at this one, guys. It says, reggae is to music as basketball is to what? Okay. So look at that one, guys. Reggae is to music as basketball is to what? Guys, if you were to break this down in diagrams, you'll see that music would be in the center. That's the genre. Sorry, that's the category. And then you have different genres, right? So you notice that reggae is one genre, classical, rock, pop, jazz and blue, folk, all of those would be genres of music, right? So now you're looking at something that basketball is a genre of, right? So whatever is going to go here is going to be the category, and basketball is going to be one type of this, okay? So reggae, you see how we broke it down in the diagram? Reggae is a type of music, so basketball is going to be a type of something. And when you look at it, guys, these were the answers that they gave you: team, player, coach, sport, and this is how we broke it down. So notice team is a group, a player is a person, a coach is a person, but a sport is a physical activity that people do for fun to compete with others. So as you can see, basketball is a type of sport. Football is a type of sports. This is American football, athletics, cricket, swimming. All of these are types of this. So notice now this matches directly with this, where reggae is a type of music. Everybody see that? So guys, when you're preparing for your exam, that's the way I want you to visualize these things. A lot of students, we know that you learn in different ways. And we know that some of you, when you see the thing, it just connects because you're visual learners. All right. There's another one that I wanted to show you. So if you're a visual learner, guys, all these questions that we've done, what we have done is just taken the ministry's question and just put them in images so you guys can see better. All right, this one is a good one. Examine the words closely, then place them in a logical sequence. All right, now guys, naturally the ministry did not give you belt and leather and cow and skin. They gave just the words, no pictures, right? So it says, examine the words closely, then place them in a logical sequence, right? So guys, you have belt, you have leather, you have cow, you have skin. So the first thing you're going to think of, okay, what is happening here? Guys, what is happening here is that we're going to make a belt. We're going to make a leather belt. So let's show you. All right, so a belt is made from leather, and leather comes from animal skin. The skin comes from a cow, so we start with the cow, the source. Then take the skin, process it to make leather, and then we use the leather, and the leather is used to make a belt. That is why the correct order is cow, skin, leather, belt. Let's look at this, guys. So first of all, Mr. Cow was walking up and down on his farm, right? That's what was happening. And then the butcher came and killed Mr. Cow and took off his skin. Then the skin was processed, right, in the leather factory, and it was made into leather. And then this leather now was in turn made into a belt. All right. So guys, remember what I said, if you're on the Learning Hub platform, once you have subscribed, if you want this particular program for the next couple of days, you can get it, because for the visual learners, this is going to make life so much easier. Yes, we know you just have one more day to go, but I mean, this is pretty neat. You can see everything in pictures, makes your life easier. All right, we're going to do one more and we're jumping off at 7. I am going to meet students on Zoom so I can help those students with some quantitative reasoning. All right, now look at this one, guys. This was a past paper again. It says tiger is to stripes as Dalmatian is to what? All right, so let me just make this bigger so you can see. All right, so tiger is to stripes as Dalmatian is to whatever. So the answer options are spots, intelligent, energetic, smart. Okay, so guys, when you look at the tiger, you notice that the tiger has stripes, right? So we're talking about the tiger's body. So naturally, when you look at the Dalmatian, you see that the Dalmatian has spots. So if we're looking at how the tiger's body is looks, for the analogy, then we're going to have to apply that same thing over to the other side of the analogy to show how the Dalmatian looks. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. I'm going on a Zoom because on my Zoom, I get to work out my quantitative reasoning questions and so on. The Zoom, of course, is for persons who have paid. You have bought a course at the Learning Hub. So if you want to join our Zoom class, you can just go on Learning Hub and look for Zoom, and you just pay for the Zoom session and you can join. All right, so that's it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.